It's stupid. The idea that you would stop supporting someone or try to ruin their livelihood because you disagree with something they say or do is stupid. You don't agree with everything your mama say or do. Do I see you out here trying to cancel her? No. So why would you do that to anyone else? What's up, Boujee Bosses? It's your girl, Khala Simmons, and today we're going to be talking about why we need to cancel culture, all right? So stay tuned. It's stupid. The idea that you would stop supporting someone or try to ruin their livelihood because you disagree with something they say or do is stupid. You don't agree with everything your mama say or do. Do I see you out here trying to cancel her? No. So why would you do that to anyone else? Let's talk about these celebrities and public figures because obviously they are a big reason why cancel culture is a thing. Listen, I'm not about to cancel somebody for something they said on Twitter when they was 14 years old. I'm just not. I'm so sorry. Like, we have all said extremely problematic things at that age at least once or twice. So I'm not going to do that to anyone else. That's ridiculous to me. Let's talk about this Black Lives Matter movement that we got going on. Listen, a lot of y'all new woke people, a little too judgmental for me. Like, y'all cancel people because they don't post enough. Then you cancel people because they posting too much for clout. And then you cancel people because they ask questions about how they can contribute and about the culture. Let's talk about that for a second. That is very confusing to me. And let me tell you why. Because it's just like school. If someone is taking the initiative, let's say you are learning a new curriculum and you take the initiative to go home and study, right? Study that curriculum, but it's still not quite clicking for you. So you decide to take the knowledge that you've studied and the notes that you've taken to your teacher the next class period for her assistance to help make things click in your head, right? It's the same thing. Yes, we should not have to hold people's hands because, Google's free, the library is free, all that stuff is free. Yes. However, if they are taking the initiative to educate themselves about the culture, we all know that there's only so much books and documentaries can do, y'all. Like, and I know that because I'm speaking from experience for me as a Black person. There's only so much that stuff can do. It wasn't until I started having open conversations and really getting other people's perspective that everything really started coming together for me. So why is it that when other people are asking, we're snapping, it's not my job? Listen, yes, it's not your job to hold their hand, but listen, we've been saying for years that we've been wanting this, we need to have an open and honest conversation with other races. This dialogue needs to, be had in an open manner. Okay, the time has come and now y'all saying something else. So I'm confused. Angela Davis didn't just go to Black events and speak at Black engagements. No, she got in white people's faces because she knew we had to spread awareness. Like, that's how you spread awareness. So I'm really confused about why we are snapping at people who ask questions. And once again, let me just reiterate. Let me just say again, I'm not talking about people who expect handouts. I'm talking about people who have done their research and they still have questions. Because I knew I still had questions even when I researched my own. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people. I don't understand the hostility there. Sometimes when it comes to other races, obviously we know this whole movement exists because racism still exists. So obviously that is the case. Racism still exists. A lot of ignorance still exists. But, and a lot of y'all may get mad at me for this, it's not always that these other races don't care or that they're racist or that they're ignorant. It's just sometimes, I'm going to keep it a buck, they be scared to ask us because we bite their head off anytime they open their mouth to ask a question. And honestly, it's not even just with other races, it's within our own race. Some of our less educated brothers and sisters may ask a question and then we bite their head off saying that they should know already. And I'm just like, listen, nobody is born woke. Everybody has to learn from somebody. Okay? The people who made those documentaries, who wrote those books, they didn't think they were too woke to share the knowledge, share that wealth of knowledge. So why do we think we're so above sharing it with other people? We need to get off of our high horse, because I feel like a lot of y'all new ones that just, like y'all done had epiphanies now, y'all no longer celebrating July 4th, but now you looking at people who do. Listen, the people who been put on to July 4th or Juneteenth rather, they didn't look down on you when you were still celebrating July 4th. Like, sis, this is the first year that you ain't did no cookout, okay? This the first time. And now you want to look at people who do. Okay, you just had one last year. Like, I'm sure there's still some other commercialized events that you still participate in. So let's not be so quick to judge just because now you done, read a book or two or watched a documentary. Like, that's not it. That's not where it's at. And taking it back to the whole social media thing and the posting and the not posting, a lot of y'all have the audacity to be monitoring what other people are doing and saying, especially these celebrities. And that's really confusing to me. So taking it back to the first point I brought up with canceling a lot of these celebrities that y'all claim are problematic, I don't understand. It's confusing to me how you guys cancel them and you say that they're not representative of the culture and they shouldn't be, a representative of the culture. But then when things like these happen, when we have movements like Black Lives Matter, you the first one in their comments asking them when they're going to post something, when how much they're going to donate, telling them that what they did donate wasn't enough. And I'm just like, yo, who are you to be trying to monitor how someone advocates? There are so many different ways to advocate. Everybody cannot be on the front lines. Everybody don't have, these people don't have anything to prove to you. Like, who are you? And honestly, if you have the time to monitor that closely what everybody else is doing and how they're advocating, you are not doing enough advocating yourself. Because it's so much bigger than a hashtag. Yes, people should speak out and bring awareness, but there are so many other moving parts to this. So many people working behind the scenes to make this a thing. Like, we just had social media just started 15 years ago or so. Think about back in the day when we didn't have none of this stuff. Are any of those people, were they not genuine? Were they not truly advocating? Like, it's bigger than social media. Yes, it's a big tool to spread awareness, but there's life outside of that. The stuff that's going on is way bigger than what's going on online. This is happening in real life, in real time. So I'm so tired of seeing people say stuff about people posting or not posting. Like, listen, they don't have to post no black square to be out here doing stuff for the culture and for the movement. It's so much bigger than that. So anyone out there, I know it can be intimidating because you have a lot of people like that who, I don't know, deem themselves worthy of monitoring how you advocate or your level of wokeness, which is, I have come to really dislike that term, and that really makes me sad. But honestly, it's become a clout term, and it's really frustrating, but it has. And I'm really sorry to all the people who have felt inadequate or lesser than because someone made you feel like you weren't doing enough just because you weren't out at the protest. Like, listen, real life is still going on, y'all. This virus is still running rampant. It is. Things are still happening. People still have responsibilities. Everybody can't be on the front lines. People have health issues. People have children. And Lord knows, with the way things are turning, especially with how violent things are getting, these babies don't need to be out there on the streets. So everybody can't be there. And honestly, if everybody's protesting, who is going to bail them out? If all of us are out there, who's going to bail us out? That's why you need people in every area, every facet, because this is a moving part. It's a machine. It's not just one part. This is a whole body, y'all. And so people need to be in different areas. And so I get so irritated when it comes to stuff like this, because I'm so tired of seeing people just monitor other people, especially our people. Like, yo, like, get off of social media attacking people. You go out there and do something. Because honestly, like I said before, if you have the time to be talking that much crap about what somebody else is or isn't doing, that you don't even know the full story, because like I said, life is so much bigger than social media. If you have the time to criticize what you think they're doing, or how you think they coming, or how you think they advocating, then you ain't doing enough. All that energy that you're giving to these other people, you should give yourself that same energy. Keep that same energy with yourself, okay? Because that is so jaded, and honestly, that halts our progress. It keeps us in a stagnant place, because you trying to divide our culture even more when we really need to be coming together to fight this racism. Like, that's so whack to me. And while we at it, another thing that's whack, a lot of these bandwagon situations, a lot of y'all like to jump on bandwagons, especially when it pertains to cancel culture. A lot of y'all don't even go to the direct source, but because you see a lot of other people on social media saying something, let's, just using that celebrity example again, saying something about a celebrity, you may not even know it to be true, but because you saw a lot of people saying it, then you go and spread that knowledge without even going directly to the source. Like, how many times has, I don't know, a celebrity made a comment, and then someone made some assumption about the comment that they made, and then that spread. And then a lot of people are telling other people, well, they said da 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 da. And it's just like, when you go back to the source, they don't even say that. And you want to know why? Because a lot of times the people who spread that information about celebrities and public figures and other things within cancel culture, a lot of times they already have preconceived notions about that public figure, about that individual. And so usually whatever they're spreading has some sort of bias in it. It's very rare that it's objective, and it is what it actually is. And so every time it spreads, someone adds in their preconceived notions. And so by the time, it's like playing telephone. By the time it gets back around to the person who started it, it's a completely different message. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that that's the case all the time, but within cancel culture, that is the case most of the time. Most of the time, it's not objective. Most of the time, there are opinions and biases included in the message, whatever message that spreads. And honestly, it's no wonder why these celebrities are shaving their heads and getting all drugged out. Honestly, that would drive anyone insane. Like, having to deal with stuff like that. Everything you do or say is twisted and jaded. And even if you don't do something, you're not doing enough. And it's crazy to me. It's stupid. Think for yourself. Have your own mind, honestly. And y'all be the same ones talking about, we need more peace and positivity. I'm tired of seeing all this drama on my timeline. But then y'all be saying that in the shade room comments. Like, talk about contradiction. Let's talk about it. It's called the shade room, or Hollywood Unlocked, whatever you be on. Honestly, either way, you're hypocritical, sis. Like, what are you doing? It's stupid. Y'all need to cut that out. The moral of the story is that cancel culture is whack, and we need to let go of that. We need to do away with it, because most of the time it doesn't even work anyway. So it's just a waste of time, and it's just spreading all this negativity for no reason, because it doesn't even work. Stop trying to have your viral moment and focus on yourself, okay? And that's it, and that's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to know your thoughts on this topic down in the comments below. All right, I am so ready to have a conversation about this. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like this video. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the bell next to it to be notified. I love you so much, Boujee Bosses, and I will see you next time. Bye.